Morning, everyone. I am Tina, selected math for data. I'm here to present our research titled Exciting a Student Anxiety Level and Academic Performance Tested Learning. Introduction of the study. This study aims to know the academic performance of third-year BSed students as they practice blended learning. In addition, the purpose of this study is to broaden the researchers' knowledge and understanding about the different anxiety levels and academic performance of students. Anxiety is the mind and body's reaction to stressful, dangerous, or unfamiliar situations. It's the sense of uneasiness, distress, or dread you feel before a significant event. Background of the study. The performance of a student in the classroom may suffer as a result of academic anxiety. Parents and teachers can learn to identify the symptoms of anxiety among adolescents. Even though academics vary on what causes academic stress the most. Accomplishment anxiety is the most typical type of anxiety that contributes to academic stress, according to studies. Fear and worry about attending school constitute school anxiety, although it is usual for kids to experience some anxiety before starting school or attending a new school. Kids who have school anxiety experience extremely high levels of fear and worry over regular attendance. Theoretical framework. This study is according to the full psychoanalytic theory and Robert theory of educational productivity. Conceptual framework. Third-year BSed students, mathematics, science, Filipino, English, and social studies. Anxiety level, blended learning, and academic performance in blended learning. Statement of the problem. Students' anxiety level and academic performance in blended learning. 1. What is the anxiety level of respondents in blended learning as a whole and one group according to specialization? Number 2. What is the level of academic performance of the respondents in blended learning as a whole and one group according to specialization? Number 3. Is there a significant difference in the anxiety level of the respondents in blended learning when grouped according to specialization? And last, is there a significant correlation between level of anxiety and academic performance as a whole and when grouped according to specialization? Hypothesis. Number 1. There is no significant difference in the anxiety level of the respondents in the blended learning when grouped according to specialization. Number 2. There is no significant correlation between the level of anxiety and academic performance as a whole. And last, there is no significant correlation between the level of anxiety and academic performance when grouped according to specialization. Methodology. Research design. This study used the descriptive correlational method of research. Descriptive or explanatory studies are used when little is known about a particular phenomenon. The researchers observes, describes, and documents various aspects of a phenomenon. There is no manipulation of variables or search for cause and effect related to the phenomenon. Descriptive designs describe what actually exists, determine the frequency with which it occurs, and categorize the information. Correlational designs involve the systematic investigation of the nature or relationship, or associations between and among variables, rather than direct cause-effect relationships. Correlational designs are typically cross-sectional. These designs are used to examine if changes in one or more variables are related to changes in another variables. Thus, descriptive correlational studies describe the variables and the relationship that occur naturally between and among them by Susan B.D. of 2007. Participants of the study. In this study, the respondents were all at the 171 third-year BSed students of ISAT-U Miacao campus during the school year 2022-2023. They are classified according to their specialization. 33 of them from Math, 35 in English, 31 in Science, 36 in Filipino, and 36 in Social Studies. The respondents was chosen purposefully. Hands out. Of 171 respondents, only 146 participated voluntarily as participants of this study. Data gathering instrument. The study employed two methods of collecting data to answer the specific research question. The first method for collecting the data will be addressing the majors of each specialization to gather the general weighted average of the third-year best ed students. The second method involves a quantitative assessment and consists of rating scales 1 to 5. It will take place within the context of researcher-made questionnaire. The researcher constructed a questionnaire according to related constructs. Data gathering techniques. The parametric and non-parametric tools for research were used in this particular study. Next, the descriptive statistics used were the probability count, standard deviation, and mean. And last, for the inferential statistic, Croswell-Wallace and Gaussian R correlation set a 0.5 alpha levels were utilized. Results and discussion. Number 1. What is the anxiety level of respondents in blended learning as a whole and when grouped according to specialization? English has 26 participants, and the mean of their anxiety level is 76.12, in which the description of their anxiety level is severe level of anxiety. Filipino has 34 participants, and the mean of their anxiety level is 78.91, which is severe level of anxiety. Mathematics has 32 participants, and the mean of their anxiety level is 76, which means severe level of anxiety. Social Studies has 29 participants, and the mean of their anxiety is 79, which means they have severe level of anxiety. And Science has 25 participants, and the mean of their anxiety level is 73.52, which means they have moderate level of anxiety. As a whole, on the specialization, our N is 146, which is the total number of participants. The mean is 77, which means that they need concern regarding on anxiety. Number 2. What is the level of academic performance of the respondents in blended learning as a whole and when grouped according to specialization? The result shows that the academic performance of students according to their area of specialization, English, Filipino, Math, Social Studies, and Science, was very good with a general weighted average of 1.3, 1.6, 1.6, 1.5, and 1.5 respectively. It was also shown that their academic performance as a whole was very good with a general weighted average of 1.5. Number 3. Is there a significant difference in the anxiety level of respondents in the blended learning when grouped according to specialization? Considering the total number of BSL third-year respondents is 146, with a mean of 76.83 of severe level of anxiety and a standard deviation of 13.56. For the areas of specialization, English major has 26 respondents, with a mean rank of 70.73 or moderate level of anxiety. Filipino major has 34 respondents with a mean rank of 74.88 or moderate level of anxiety. Math majors has 32 respondents with a mean rank of 74.23 moderate level of anxiety. Social Studies major has 29 respondents with a mean rank of 78.38 or severe level of anxiety. And Science major has 25 respondents with a mean rank of 67.90 moderate level of anxiety. It shows that Social Studies has the highest mean rank of 78.38 among the majors, while the Science major got the lowest mean rank of 67.90. Looking at the p-values, which is 0.912, there is no statistically significant difference in anxiety level across the different specializations. This means that the differences in the mean rank scores between the specializations are likely due to chance. Last, is there a significant correlation between level of anxiety and academic performance as a whole and when grouped according to specialization? The students' anxiety levels in English and Science are slightly positively correlated with academic performance, which is R equals to 3.329 and Science R equals 0.358 with a p-value of 0.101 and 0.78 respectively. Filipino is very negative correlated to the academic performance. R equals negative 0.160 with a p-value of 0.366. Social studies is slightly negative correlated to the academic performance, or R equals negative 0.218 with a p-value of with 0.256, and math is a very low positive correlated to their academic performance, which is R equals 0.18 with a p-value of 0.921, which means that they are not statistically significant. Furthermore, their anxiety levels are very low positive correlated. R equals 0.89 to their academic performance as a whole, with a p-value of 0.285, which means that they are not statistically significant. Conclusion: this study examines students' anxiety levels, academic performance, and blended learning. In particular, this study seeks to determine the anxiety level and academic performance of students in blended learning, as well as their differences and relationships. As discussed in Chapter 4, it is found that anxiety level do not affect academic performance, even though most of the students have a severe level of anxiety. They still manage to get a high grades. Recommendation: in line with our topic other discussion, these are the recommendations to minimize the aspects related to students' anxiety level and academic performance. Students: the researchers suggest that students may give importance to their mental health while aiming for a better academic performance, such as practicing self-care by getting enough rest, exercise, and eating well. Create a study schedule to manage time effectively and reduce stress, and seek help from teachers, guidance counselors, or parents if needed. Teachers: teachers may create a supportive and positive classroom environment. In addition, they should also validate students' feelings, like giving enough time for students to finish their work without rushing them, thus giving them interesting and enjoyable tasks also. They may provide clear instructions and expectations to reduce confusion and anxiety. In this way, it lessens students' anxiety level and encourages them to improve their knowledge and skills to have a better academic performance in school. Guidance counselor. The guidance counselor may implement programs that help students address their mental health issues in order to provide information about mental health resources and encourage students to seek help if needed. In addition, guidance counselor may give tips and suggestions for students to cope with their anxiety as they excel in their academic performance. Also encourage students to seek help if they are struggling and offer support and guidance and work with teachers to identify students who may need extra support and create a plan to help them succeed. Parents: parents may reach out to their children regarding their situation and feelings, especially in school. They should avoid pressuring their children regarding their academic performance. Instead, encourage them to learn and support them always on what their children can do. Future researchers. Future research is highly recommended to determine the cause of students' anxiety during blended learning and to develop a coping mechanism against it. Future work in this area may also lead to a more effective way on how to deal with students' anxiety. Thus, in order to examine all the details of the finding in this study, it is advisable to incorporate observations, interviews with other qualitative and quantitative approaches. Since the number of respondents in this study was chosen purposely, the future research would be conducted on larger scale so that the study gains more perspectives in a broader and various subjects. To conclude, it is highly recommended that the university support students in managing their academic anxiety through counseling and behavioral techniques. Remember, every student's situation is unique and it's important to be understanding and supportive of their needs. Encourage open communication and collaboration between parents, Teachers, guidance counselors, and students to help manage anxiety levels while maintaining their academic performance.